this module, we will study how the cell ends the response which it receives as a transduction signaling. Because remember, once the cell is getting a signal, the signal shouldn't continue. It should end as well, so that the response should end, and again it should be ready to carry out the other function or other things. Now, signal transduction by receptor tyrosine kinases, as we have been studying it, is usually terminated by internationalization of the receptor. चूंकि ये जिस रिसेप्टर के ऊपर है उसका इंटरनेशनलाइजेशन हो जाती है, उसकी न्यूट्रलाइजेशन होती है. तो क्या मैकेनिज्म है? वन मैकेनिज्म इज दैट इन्वॉल्व्स ए रिसेप्टर बाइंडिंग प्रोटीन नेम्ड CB1. रिसेप्टर बाइंडिंग जो प्रोटीन है CB1, ये इसमें इन्वॉल्व होती है. रिमेंबर दीज प्रोटीन्स, दे आर ऑलवेज ए टर्शरी स्ट्रक्चर जो कि स्पेसिफिक इनका काम करने के होते हैं. Now, binding of the CB1, that when receptor tyrosine kinases, they are activated by ligands, they autophosphorylation. Activation उनकी क्या होती है? By ligand. जैसे कि हमने देखा कि there are ligands which are outside the cell. When they attach to this is autophosphorylation activated, and the tyrosine residues, they are there, which can act as a बाइंडिंग साइट. वो उसकी बाइंडिंग साइट उसके बन जाते हैं जहाँ के CB1 जो है वो जुड़ जाता है, एंड विच पोजेसेस एन SH2 domain. Remember that CB1, which is the important factor for this, it also SH2 domain जो है ये उसके साथ है, it is there. Now CB1 associates with the receptor and catalyzes the attachment of ubiquitin molecule to the receptor. अब एक और केमिकल, एक और मॉलिक्यूल जो कि यूबिक्विटिन है, ये रिसेप्टर के साथ जुड़ता है, ये उसको कैटलाइज करता है कि ये यूबिक्विटिन उसके साथ चले. नो, यूबिक्विटिन क्या है? यूबिक्विटिन is a small protein that is found in almost all cellular tissues in humans and other eukaryotic cells. And it helps to regulate the processes of other proteins in the body. ये दूसरे जो processes हैं ये regulate करता है. यूबिक्विटिन क्या है? यूबिक्विटिन एक प्रोटीन मॉलिक्यूल है, छोटा मॉलिक्यूल है जो कि सेल में हर जगह रहता है, in human, in eukaryotic, but it regulates the process of other proteins in the body. Now, binding of the CB1 complex to the activated receptor is followed by, number one, receptor, ubiquitination, internalization, and in most cases, the degradation of lysosome. यानी ज़्यादा से क्या होता है कि जो लाइसोसोम है वो डिग्रेड हो जाता है, वो टूट फूट हो जाता है, रेजा रेजा हो जाता है. जब वो हो जाता है तो वो सेल कोई काम नहीं कर सकता. जस्ट एज शोन हेयर दैट CBL प्रोटीन्स, दे मीडिएट यूबिक्विटिन UB and the down regulation of receptor tyrosine kinases RTKS जो कि आगे है, and then it goes to lysosome where it is just degraded, and protein associated with activated complexes are degraded in lysosome. So इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि CBL जो है, the protein mediate, is very important in the controlling the cell signaling and in stopping the cell signaling in association with. So the ubiquitination of the process is very important and in the cell signaling control. Now there are a couple of important pathways in addition to these which are activated downstream of RTKS. case. And the one is the RAS-MAP kinases pathway, and is probably the best characterized signaling cascade that is turned on by activated protein tyrosine kinases. That the protein tyrosine kinases, they activate this RAS-MAP kinase, and it is the important pathway to control the cell signaling.